What if the first real warning sign of aging isn't your wrinkles, your weight, or even your blood pressure? What if it's the moment you hesitate before getting up from the floor? The second you reach for the wall when turning around? The quiet fear that one bad fall could change everything? In Japan, that fear is taken seriously. And maybe that's one reason the country now has nearly 100,000 people age 100 and older. Not because they all live in gyms, not because they spend their mornings on treadmills, and not because they found some magic anti-aging pill the rest of the world missed. The truth is much simpler than that. Many Japanese elders protect their independence with a handful of basic movements repeated so often they almost stop looking like exercise at all. And that matters more than most people realize. Because after 60, the goal is no longer just to stay thin. It's to stay capable, to get out of bed without struggling, to walk into a store without feeling unsteady, to carry your groceries, to climb your stairs, to catch yourself before a fall instead of becoming the kind of person who starts living carefully, cautiously, and smaller every year. If that hits home, stay with me, because these 5 daily Japanese movement habits are simple, practical, and surprisingly powerful. No gym membership, no fancy equipment, no exhausting routine, just movements that help you stay strong, steady, and in control of your own life. And before we jump in, tell me your age and where you're watching from down in the comments. I always love seeing who's here with us. Number 5, the 3-minute morning reset. If you ever visit Japan early in the morning, you may see something that looks almost too gentle to matter. People standing in parks, schoolyards, small apartment courtyards, even living rooms, slowly lifting their arms, bending, reaching, twisting, and breathing to a familiar rhythm. It's called Radio Taiso, and for millions of people in Japan, it's been a daily ritual for generations. Now, here's why that matters to you. Most people over 60 don't wake up feeling loose. They wake up stiff, ankles tight, lower back guarded, shoulders reluctant. The body isn't broken, it's just been still all night. And when you start your day by moving from the neck to the shoulders to the spine to the hips and knees, you send a message to your whole system. Wake up, coordinate, prepare, move. That's what makes this routine so effective. It doesn't try to crush you. It organizes you. In just a few minutes, you move multiple joints through safe ranges of motion. You get the arms overhead, you rotate the trunk, you shift your weight, you march, you bend, you breathe. That combination can improve mobility, circulation, confidence, and even how willing you feel to move later in the day. And that last part is huge, because once people feel stiff, they tend to move less. Then they get stiffer. Then they move even less. That's how decline sneaks in. Japanese elders interrupt that cycle first thing in the morning. And the beauty of it is that you don't need to copy some perfect routine. You can create your own 3-minute version right at home. Reach your arms up slowly, circle your shoulders, twist gently side to side, march in place, bend and straighten your knees, lift your heels, take deep breaths. That's enough to begin. Don't underestimate what a short routine can do when you actually repeat it every day. Most people don't need a harder routine. They need a repeatable one. And this is where the real shift begins. Because once the body starts waking up again, the next movement becomes much easier. Number 4, heel raises while you're doing ordinary life. This one looks almost laughably simple. You stand behind a chair or at the kitchen counter, rise up onto your toes, pause for a second, and slowly lower back down. That's it. But don't let the simplicity fool you. Your calves are some of the most neglected muscles in aging adults, and that's a problem because they help you do far more than just walk. They help push you forward when you take a step. They help steady the ankle when the ground feels uneven. They help you recover when you wobble. They even help move blood back up from the lower legs, which becomes more important as circulation and daily activity start to decline. In Japan, mobility specialists often include heel raises as part of simple daily movement training. And it makes perfect sense. Stronger calves can make your walking feel lighter, your balance quicker, and your ankles more responsive. In other words, they help you look less like you're bracing for the ground and more like you trust it. That trust matters. A lot of older adults aren't weak in the dramatic sense, they're just slower to react. The foot lands a little off. The ankle doesn't respond fast enough. The body panics. The hands shoot out. That's when falls happen. Heel raises train part of that chain in a very safe, controlled way. Here's how to start. Hold the counter lightly. Rise up slowly on both feet. Pause at the top. Lower even more slowly than you lifted. Start with 8 to 10 reps. If that feels easy after a week or two, build toward 15 or 20. Later, you can try doing them one leg at a time or adding a longer pause at the top. And here's the trick that makes people actually stick with it. Attach it to something you already do while waiting for your coffee, while rinsing dishes, while brushing your teeth. The best movement habit is the one you no longer have to remember. Because once your ankles and calves start waking up, the next challenge gets even more important. Not just staying upright while standing still, but producing the leg strength to lift your entire body again and again. Number 3, the sit to stand. This may be the most honest movement test in your whole house. You don't need a clinic, you don't need a trainer, you don't need a smartwatch. Just sit in a chair and stand up without using your hands if you can do it safely. Then sit back down with control. That one movement tells a story. It tells you about your leg strength, your hip power, your balance, your coordination, your confidence. It even tells you something about your future independence. Because let's be honest, life after 60 is full of sit-to-stands. Getting off the toilet, rising from the couch, standing up from the dinner table, getting out of the car. If that movement becomes difficult, daily life gets hard fast. That's why Japanese mobility programs put so much attention on simple squatting and standing patterns. Not because they look impressive, but because they keep you useful in the real world. And there's a hidden benefit here most people miss. When you practice standing up and sitting down on purpose, you're not just building muscle. You're teaching your nervous system to do the movement more efficiently. That means over time it can take less effort to do the same task. The body becomes less strained by ordinary life. That's a big deal when everything from stairs to errands already feels more demanding than it used to. Try this. Sit in a sturdy chair, place your feet under you, lean slightly forward from the hips. Stand up, then lower yourself slowly back down without dropping. Start with 5 repetitions. Rest. Then do another set if it feels okay. If you can't do it without using your hands, that's fine. Use the armrests or a table for support. You are not failing. You are training. And if a full squat is too much, this is one of the best ways to build toward it safely. Keep your chest lifted. Don't rush. Exhale as you stand. Inhale as you sit. Small details like that make the movement feel smoother and safer. And once you can rise from a chair with more confidence, there's another level of independence you need to protect, one that many people don't think about until it becomes a real emergency. Number 2, getting down to the floor and back up again. This is where things get real. Because one day, whether it's while cleaning, gardening, reaching under the bed, playing with a grandchild, or simply losing your footing, you may end up lower than you planned. And in that moment, flexibility is not the main issue. Pride is not the main issue. Safety is the issue. Can you get yourself back up? That ability is more important than most people realize. In fact, researchers have found that people who struggle more with sitting down on the floor and rising back up tend to have worse outcomes over time. And it makes sense when you think about it. That one task demands leg strength, hip mobility, balance, coordination, trunk control, and problem solving all at once. It's like a full-body reality check. Japanese elders often preserve this skill longer because floor-based living has traditionally remained part of daily life. Sitting lower, reaching lower, standing back up more often. Their bodies keep rehearsing what many Americans stopped practicing decades earlier. And the body forgets what it stops doing. That's why this movement is so powerful. It restores a skill, not just a muscle. Start in the safest way possible. Use a couch, sturdy chair, or ottoman nearby. Lower yourself to one knee first, then both knees, then shift to a seated position on a cushion or folded blanket. To come back up, roll to your side or come to hands and knees, bring one foot forward, press through the legs, and use support as needed. There's absolutely no prize for doing it hands-free on day one. What matters is that you practice the pattern. Even 1 or 2 controlled floor transitions a day can begin to change how capable you feel. And that feeling matters because fear changes movement. When people stop trusting their bodies, they start avoiding movement. They stop kneeling, stop reaching, stop going outside as much, stop doing the little things that keep them alive inside. So this isn't just about the floor, it's about freedom. And that brings us to the final movement, the one that seems the smallest and may be the most revealing of them all. Number 1, the one-leg stand. If you want to know how well your body is aging, try this. Stand near a kitchen counter or sturdy chair. Lift one foot just an inch or 2 off the floor. Hold, that's it. No sweating, no equipment, no complicated routine. And yet, this one movement pulls together some of the most important systems in your body all at once. Your foot has to sense the ground. Your ankle has to make tiny corrections. Your hip has to stabilize you. Your core has to engage. Your eyes help orient you. Your inner ear helps you stay upright. And your brain has to coordinate everything in real time. That's why balance is so much more than just balance. It's communication. And when that communication weakens, falls become more likely, confidence drops, and the world starts to feel less safe. Recent findings have shown that one-leg balance tends to decline faster with age than normal walking does. In other words, you may still be getting around just fine while your balance is quietly slipping behind the scenes. Japanese orthopedic experts have been telling older adults for years to practice standing on one leg every day, often for about 1 minute per leg with support nearby. Not because it looks impressive, but because it works. It challenges the exact systems you need to stay upright and independent. Start small. Hover 1 foot off the floor while keeping 1 or 2 fingers near the counter. Focus your eyes on a fixed point in front of you. Breathe normally. Do 10 to 20 seconds on each leg. Over time, build higher. If 1 minute feels impossible today, good. That means you found something worth training. And here's what's amazing. Improvements can come fast, not because your body is becoming younger, but because it's becoming more responsive, more awake, more practiced, more prepared. That's the real pattern behind all 5 of these movements. They don't ask your body to perform. They ask it to remember. Remember how to rise. Remember how to stabilize. Remember how to shift weight. Remember how to catch itself. Remember how to move through the world without fear. Now let me tell you the mistake a lot of people make after hearing a list like this. They try to do everything at once. 15 new habits, a perfect schedule, big goals. Then they miss a day, feel discouraged, and quit. Don't do that. The Japanese approach is often much quieter and smarter. Small doses, daily rhythm, built into normal life. That's why it lasts. So if I were you, I wouldn't start with all 5. I'd start with 1, just 1, maybe the morning reset for 3 minutes. Maybe heel raises at the sink. Maybe 5 sit-to-stands before lunch. Maybe 1 supported floor transition. Maybe 1 leg balance while the coffee brews. That's enough. And please, be smart about it. If you have significant joint pain, dizziness, neuropathy, recent surgery, severe osteoporosis, or a history of falls, use support and talk with your doctor or physical therapist before pushing yourself. There is a big difference between training and risking. Pain is a warning, not a badge of honor. But if you've been telling yourself it's too late, listen carefully. It is not too late to improve balance. It is not too late to build leg strength. It is not too late to move better getting out of a chair than you did 6 months ago. It is not too late to reclaim abilities you thought were gone for good. Your body may not change overnight, but it does respond to repetition. It responds to attention. It responds to being used. That's the deeper lesson here. Japanese elders don't stay capable because they chase extreme fitness. They stay capable because they refuse to let everyday movement disappear from everyday life. And that choice is available to you starting today. So don't ask yourself, what's the best workout for my age? Ask yourself, what movement do I want to still own 10 years from now? Standing up without help? Walking without fear? Getting off the floor? Keeping your balance when life catches you off guard? Pick that movement. Protect it. Practice it daily. Because aging well is not about moving like you're 20. It's about still being fully you at 70, 80, and beyond. If this video spoke to you, leave a comment and tell me which of these 5 movements you're going to start with first. And if you know someone over 60 who wants to stay strong, steady, and independent, share this with them. Don't wait for a fall, a scare, or a bad doctor visit to finally take movement seriously. And if you want more videos like this, subscribe and join us, because getting older is inevitable, but giving up your strength, balance, and freedom too early does not have to be.